Hey guys, it's Chris Shannon, aka Did Chaos. Um, I'm going to answer the question that Jacqueline Shannon asked me. Um, my inspiration is, well, it's a little bit everywhere, this place, that place. I like Naruto. I like watching Naruto, and I said, hey, well, I want to redesign these characters. I want to make these characters a little bit of my own, and hey guys, that's right, Christian, aka Did Chaos. To answer the question that Jacqueline Shannon asked. My inspiration is it's a bit everywhere. This place, that place. I like Naruto. Naruto. Say, hey, I want to redesign these characters. I want these characters. Jacqueline Shannon has my own bit of my own, and my inspiration is. Hey guys, oh my god, Naruto. I like watching Naruto. I want to redesign these characters. I want my inspiration is a little bit of my own, and everywhere this way happens. I Okay. That's my shit over for one. You're still out. Anyway. Oh yeah, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, but back to the question, what was my inspiration? Well, as you can see, this is Kakashi and Gara. I wanted to redesign the characters, add a like medieval metal feel to the characters. I didn't want them to have that ninja feel, but have like battle armor on. So that's where my inspiration comes from. If you guys had watched the recent Naruto episode with Madara, and you know how Madara had his battle armor on at first, I wanted to go with that whole concept and use that. Excuse me, my nose is running. Got it kind of cold, but yeah, I like the way metal looks on characters, especially in the style that I do, and yeah, Naruto rocks. Let's just put it that way. But yeah, what inspires you guys? I mean, do you have a favorite show that you watch that you draw fan art of, and maybe you want to redesign a character, maybe you want to see that character in a different light, and that's basically what drove me to want to do this Naruto character redesign. It made me look at myself and say, "Wow, I really like these characters. How can I take these characters and make them, put them in my style and make them somewhat my own?" So that's my inspiration. My the way I like to draw is cross hatching. I like the feel of it. I like the way it looks and everything. So if you have a certain style, do your style. You don't have to follow the trend of, oh, everyone's doing paintings, so I need to do paintings. Just do you, do your style. If you really like that style, that's the style you should stick with. Excuse me. So right now what I'm doing is what I call my first layer of cross hatching. So I have 1, 2, 3, 3 different layers of cross hatching plus a highlight layer. So each layer adds more depth to the character. It makes the character go from flat to in the round. So you will see while I'm doing this with Kakashi, the shading on Kakashi, you'll see him go from this flat base, which let me take this shading off, this flat base to in the round. And if you have any more questions about my techniques and how I'm doing, I'll just answer it. But yeah. To this. Excuse me. Can you describe the aesthetic? It's quite different from what I see often. Yeah. Yeah. I like to do cross hatching. That's my aesthetic. That's the style I like to go with. The industry or people that do concept design, concept art, they're normally painting. It's a painterly feel to it. I can do that, but I really prefer to do cross hatching. It's just it's something about I like the way I like to do line work, a lot of line work, and you have to go with what you're strong with, and in knowing yourself as an artist. And me as an artist, I know that I'm stronger at doing cross hatching shading than I am doing just regular painting style. And it also allows me to have a uniqueness to it. So if you come across everyone and everybody's still the same, and then you come to mine, you'll be like, okay, well, his is different. Wow, that's kind of cool. He has a different feel to his work. It's cross hatching. It's kind of wow. That's kind of out there. It's very different, and that's what I like. That's one thing I like about art. You could be doing cross hatching and be different, and then you could be doing painting. You could be doing a vector art and do. And there's so many different ways to express yourself as an artist, and it's good to try every avenue and then see what you like. And then if you do have a style that you like, stick with it, and then try to master that style. Try to figure out how to make that style best fit you the best way. And if you're good at it, doing it, then you just keep doing it until you perfect it, and then it becomes easy, and then it becomes second nature, and then you can just keep doing work faster and faster and quicker and quicker. And I do get clients from that like my style, so it's not like it's just something I like. There are people out there that like cross-hatching or the cross-hatching style or the way I do my cross-hatching style, which you're seeing me do right now live. So thank y'all for coming and watching. Thank you for commenting and just, ask me anything you guys want to ask me. If you're like me, I've been really getting into the Naruto manga and looking at the storytelling of it, and it's so cool to read a comic, a manga, and seeing how one character develops from their youth into their preteens, like in Naruto with Naruto, and how their views of the world has changed. Okay, so I got another question. Are you trying to be in the comic or gaming industry? Do you think your style prevents or makes it harder for you? Yes. Right now, I really want to be in either or, comic book or game, but really I prefer to be in the comic books. I really want to make my own comic book. I love storytelling. I love to make up storylines in my head, and really I just got to sit down and actually just sit down and say, okay, it's time to come up with my own characters, come up with my own storyline, and get into it. But with the do you think your style prevents you from making makes it hard for you to get work? No, not yet. Well, yes and no. Because it is a different style than what everyone else is doing. It might get overlooked, and the industry is set in a certain type of way. They're in a certain path right now. Everyone's doing paintings, so if you're going out there, you most likely, if you're trying to get into the mainstream gaming community, you got to be doing paintings, because that's what they're looking for. That they're looking for artists like that. But like with independent gamers and all that, I can get clients like them because they're not trying to go by industry standard. They're not looking for, okay, this is the stereotypical way of doing a character. This is what we want. This is what we see. But yes, it's hard to get gaming clients like that to come around to liking my style. But yeah, I hope I answered that question. That's a good one. How do you relate to Naruto? Naruto is more of a laid back character, and I always liked it, Naruto, because he was laid back. He is laid back, but if he sees someone that he's very competitive with, like Sasuke, and he wants to achieve certain things in life, he wanted to become the Hokage, and a lot of people doubted him, put him down, saying, you'll never amount to nothing. And yet he became the savior of that whole Naruto series. He became the one that he started working extra hard, working harder to reach his goals, because he knew that it wasn't natural for him just to be like, oh, poof, I can do what Sasuke does. I can do what everyone else in the ninja world does. And for me, it's the same way. I have goals that I want to reach and things I want to do, and I work very hard at it. I draw a lot. I draw almost every day. I work on my drawing skills. I work on trying to be the best that I can be. And for me, that's how I feel like I'm like Naruto. It's like, you know how Naruto be saying, believe it? In the original Naruto series, that's how I feel like, believe it. Believe it. Like, you can doubt me. You can say I'm not going to achieve this, and you can uh, give me all these different types of excuses, but I believe in myself, so I believe that I can achieve it. And it goes hand in hand. And that's one thing I just want to tell anybody out there that's listening right now and watching this video. Don't ever let anyone tell you that your dream can't be done, that because of who you are, that you can't achieve that goal. Um, when I hear people do that, it's just disgusting to me. It's like you have self-doubt issues. Don't put them on me. Allow me to be me. I don't need to hear your negativity. And if there are people that are negative like that, just get them out of your life and just focus on what you're doing. And if you work hard, you can achieve a lot. And if you really work hard and you really have goals, you got to go after them. You got to pursue them. Like with me, I graduated with a degree in graphic design. Graphic design at the time for me was all about logos and websites. I had no clue about character concept art. I had no clue about using a Wacom tablet. It was just a whole new life for me outside of when I graduated. My girlfriend, which is now my wife, saw me trying to do vector illustrations, and I had a Wacom tablet, and she said, "Why don't you try something else? Why don't you try to do character design?" And she found this contest called Dominance War. And if a lot of you, if you were on CG Talk and CG Hub when CG Hub was around, you guys know what Dominance War was. And that's when I really got into the world of character art, character concept, and my wife helped me find my niche. It was I like really making a character, making a new character, or redesigning the character like I'm doing right now with Kakashi. I try to with Kakashi. You see that I have armor on one of his arms heavily because of what he uses his arm for. With the Shidori, he uses the lightning through his arm, and if you're going to redesign a character, make sure you understand the character's history. I always like to look into a character's history and say, okay, well, what do they use for a weapon? Oh, he uses his arm for the Shidori. Maybe I can add some metal on there, make it more electrifying, so when he attacks someone, it just comes across and hits them. Oh, let me zoom up. The armor's on the shoulder. On his shoulder, and it's just a big piece of armor on his shoulder, protecting his shoulder and his joints on his shoulder, because he uses that as a thrusting. So just in case he runs across someone with a knife, he can actually repel it with his shoulder because they don't have shields. So I wanted to incorporate that. And then if you look up around his eye, he has his iconic mask that he puts around his face. So I decided to make it go all the way up and cover the Rashin gun. And I'm sorry, not the Rashin gun, but the shotting gun. And then I added my metal mask. I love making metal masks, and I like making masks because it adds a mystery to a character. You don't really see their facial expressions, and you don't know what mood they're in. And that's one thing I like to do. And that's kind of like my style to do, is just I put metal mask on characters and character redesigns. But the metal's on his shoulder. The red symbol that you see, of course, you guys know that's from the Hidden Leaf, and it's the Uzumaki logo from their tribe, and I put it on his shoulder because he was a student of the Fourth. The Fourth was married to an Uzumaki, and it's kind of tying Naruto into it. He's Naruto's teacher, and if you look at it with the whole Naruto series, you have Pervy Sage, then you have the Fourth, then you have Kakashi, and then you have Naruto. And it's like almost like a tree line. Like each one was topped by another, which was topped by the third, and then it goes all the way to the first and the second. But yeah, so as you can see, I added the third layer of shading for the blue, and so now you see it's kind of getting that in the round in the blue areas. There's going to be one more layer of blue that I add on, which I'm going to have it on another separate layer, and I'm going to shade it and drop the opacity on it so it looks like shading a darker tone in certain areas on his clothing to bring him out more. So that's the next step that I'm going to do. Why do you think the series is so popular? Well, I think the Naruto series is so popular because it's well written. It wasn't like they just put a random everywhere over there with the Naruto team, the whole team, everyone from the creator down. When they decided to take his manga and put it into the anime show, they kept the story exact. And his story was simple. It was just, you have three characters that you can base it around, which is Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura. But he really was focusing on Naruto and Sasuke, their friendship. And you can put in different plots and show different hardships that they go through. Both of them, as you look at it, both of them came from families of tragedy. Sasuke, his whole family was wiped out, killed by his brother. He seeks revenge. Naruto, he never knew his mother or father because they died defending him and saving him during his childbirth. And their uniqueness and friendship came from a tragedy. And then their rivalry came from that too because they both were quiet people. And I just think it hit home for a lot of people. It's a series that takes those elements and subtly puts them in there. And yeah, that's the reason why I think it's very popular. And the animation is just very, very cool to look at. You can watch Naruto or Naruto Shippuden over and over for just over and over. What age did you know that their path would be art? I would say, and to be very honest, it probably wasn't until I was 13, 14 when I started to do graffiti for people. I used to do graffiti in middle school, and people would like the way I would do their names, so I would do names on paper and stuff like that, and draw little characters or character memes of them. And people would come to me and ask me to do it and stuff like that. But I'll say ninth grade, I started to want to get more into architecture. I wanted to build and create. Period. It was just, I think it was pretty much my whole childhood. I wanted to build and create something, have something that I created of my own. It's always been that way for me. Just excuse me, wanted to have my own creation, wanted to be a creator, and yeah. So that, yeah. So I guess I'd say probably 7 was when I really started to like art, and then it just kept progressing on and on to different ways, different styles, and stuff like that. What was your first paid art gig, if ever? Oh, paid art gig. My first paid art gig or my first commission art work was done on Fiverr, and most of you guys know about Fiverr, and it was for $5, and it allowed me to see that people like my stuff, and really. I'm trying to recall the man's name, but I can't recall his name. But yeah, but it was on Fiverr. That was the first one, and then really after he bought and gave me good reviews on Fiverr, it started picking up steam, and it gave me a lot of confidence when I saw other people saying, "Oh, I really like your stuff. I want you to do a character for me. Oh, can you do this character for me? Oh, can you do that character for me?" And it took off from there, and uh, so yeah, it was my first paid commission came from Fiverr, using Fiverr. My wife found it and said, why don't you try to do this? And I really wasn't sure I was able ready to do it, but yeah, I really like doing it, and I like doing it now. I get paid to make other people's characters come to life, and that's the whole name for me. For with if you were ever wondering what DeadSoul means and why I use DeadSoul and why I had that logo DeadSoul, DeadSoul is um, everything comes to life. Everything's dead until you bring it to life. So, for example, like with this character I'm doing right now with Kakashi, it was in my mind. It was dead. It wasn't there, and now I'm bringing this character to life. I'm giving it a soul. So DeadSoul. That's why I came up with the name DeadSoul. If you guys are ever wondering what why the name DeadSoul. So yeah. As you can see, I'm adding on more of the shading, the darker tone shading, like I said, with the new layer. Drop the opacity on it to give it more depth. And once you see the highlight put down, you'll actually see Kakashi come to life even more. So it's all about knowing your lighting and how you want to light it. And yeah. Excuse me. um, how did I create or come up with this cross hatching technique? Of actually, when I was in school, there's in college, there was a drawing class, and we had to do shading. We had to do cross hatching technique, and like I said, in college, I wasn't like the strongest drawer out there compared to a lot of people that were in the class. Um, but when it came to shading and doing the cross hatching, it just felt natural for me. And when I was doing Dominance War, I was trying to do a painterly style, like everybody else does right now in the industry, and I just didn't like it. And so, but in order when I was doing the painterly style, I was doing cross hatching as the base and blending. So as you can see right now with Kakashi, like if you see the cross hatching I got with the blue, I would take that and then I would add the blend tool on Photoshop, and then I would try to blend to make it look like a painterly feel to it. And it looked all right, but it wasn't what I liked. And so I just stuck with doing cross hatching, and then added more layers, more tones of that color to it to give it more depth and more value. So that's how I came up with or created the cross hatching technique that I use. As you see now, I'm gonna go in and do the green vest. You see, I already have the base cross-hatching shading color for the green vest. Now we're going to add the two other layers to it. There will be no third shading layer because it's on top. I wanted the blue to sit back, so I added another layer. So this is why I'm just going to do only two more shading tones, or two more tones of this green color on his vest. But really, what do your friends and family think of your art? Well, let's go with family first. I have a lovely wife that supports me and pushes me with my art, and she's the co-owner of DeadSoul Inc., aka Dead Chaos Concept. But she supports me a lot. When I was in college, though, my family, they don't really understand the whole concept of art. And if you have family members like that, you understand what I'm talking about. Like they would watch. We would watch a movie. Let's say, for example, like Avatar, and they would ask me, like, this is now. What I'm talking about now with me doing commission work and concept artwork. And they would ask me, so how do they do these graphics like this, and why they choose these graphics like that? How long did it take? And I just wouldn't understand why they would be asking that when I told them I do 2D. There's a difference between 2D and 3D. And, really, they're not, my family, my father and my mother and my two brothers, they're not the type that understand art, and they don't, it's not like I need them to encourage me, but they're like the type that want to see you kind of fail. So with me, that's why I say it's kind of like with Naruto. They are like the people that are there in the corner waiting and seeing if you're gonna fail. They already consider you a failure. And like with me doing commission work and me trying to be my own businessman and or do work art and do stuff that I love and get paid for it, they really don't like that. They wanted me to do certain things in life and go down a certain path, and I didn't like that path that they wanted me to go down. So yeah, and what do your friends think of your art? I don't really have too many friends that are into art or think of art, and the ones I did have in college, they really didn't like me because I was always trying to push myself harder, and I didn't really like to. It's not really I didn't like them. It was like they always seeked me for help, and then I'd rather be independent. Now I like to be independent and like to focus on what I was doing. So like really with the friends thing, they really didn't. I don't really know what they think of my art, to be honest, and I don't really care what they think about my art. It's really you have to understand when you're doing art. It's not. You have to do it for you. If you're in to be a concept artist, you're all in to being a concept artist. Yes, you have to be able to take critiques and understand what other people are saying about your work, because critiques are something that I wanted to get into anyway. About talking about is people that critique you, don't take it as hatred or don't take it as they're trying to hate on you. Just take it as criticism. And if there's some things that are in there that the person that's critiquing you is saying that you can see value in, then take it and use it. But other than that, with the whole friends and family thing, it's really I showed my family that I was doing commission work. I tried to prove myself to my family, and really, I didn't get the reaction that I wanted from my father because I was looking for my father's approval with my artwork, and when you actually sit down with him and you hear him talk to me about my work, it's like, okay, well, I realized I probably shouldn't be seeking his approval for my artwork, and I probably should just be pushing myself instead of trying to seek approval because that's just hindering my own self, worrying about someone else's approval of my work. And really, when I'm getting people that are commissioning me to do work, and they're coming back to back, and asking for more character designs for me, and wanting this character done, and this and that, and this and that, and getting paid by repeat customers because of my work ethic and my actual communication skills with them, and actually giving them good quality work was the thing that I really enjoyed, and that's what I seek. So for me, it's the pleasure of, if I get a commission work, it's the pleasure of making that person happy to have what they thought in their head for a character come to life. And then for them to come back days or weeks later asking, can you do 6 more characters? Can you do 12 more characters? It builds you up. It makes you feel good inside. And that's one thing I like about art. How can someone get a character designed by you? Okay, if you want to get a character designed by me, you can go to theworlddeadsoul.blogspot.com, and I will put a link in the description box. So, well, I'll put a link in the description box. It's actually The World of DeadSoul at blogspot.com, and you can actually see my the work that I did for commission, my personal concept art videos, and my resume. I'm gonna put the link in to the description box below. You can go there. It has my email address in there. You can contact me through my email if you want a character. Or if you just want to have a private message and discuss something that you didn't want to discuss on the chat. And I will get back to you on that. And yeah, but that's where you contact me at for any characters that you want designed or done. Oh, that's a very good question. What do you think about back-end pay? Personally, for me, I'm not a big fan of back-end pay. I've seen a lot of artists get screwed out of money. They work so hard for the person that they're commissioning for, and that person then comes up and tells them, well, I don't have the money that I promised you that I was going to get you. For me, it's all I'd rather get upfront pay, because when you do get work done by me, if you pay upfront, you get a sketch right off the bat to let you know that I'm serious about doing this character for you, that I'm not just trying to steal your money. There's a lot of artists out there that get paid upfront and they ruin it for everyone else that wants upfront pay, because they'll take the money and then they don't even do the character for them. But with me, if you come to my website, which is in the link below, and you do want a character done by me, it's upfront pay. You pay up front. I do the sketch. As you can see, what I'm doing with Kakashi and what you see with Gara is, if you look at Gara, he's the flat bass tone. That's how I send off the first sample for you. You have to approve it. If you want edits, you tell me what you need to edit, whatnot, and then I edit, fix it, then send it back to you, and then I start doing the shading, which I'm doing over here with Kakashi, and then I give you the final product. But it's all about communication with the client. So if you're going to be a concept artist and you want to be a freelance artist, you have to make sure that you're very upfront with the customer or with your client that you want upfront pay. Now, if you're comfortable with back pay, then you let them know that too. Or if you're comfortable with you telling them that you can pay me half now and pay me half later, then you can do that too. But for me, I prefer all upfront pay. I've seen people have bad experiences with people not paying them, and they do all this hard work and they come up with a design and a character, and there you go, someone has stolen your character. Normally, if they steal your character, they might not even use your character or put it out to the web. They might get another artist to redesign that particular work that you did for free, and then they'll probably pay someone else to fix it because people are cheapskates like that. Do you design tattoos? Yes, I can design tattoos. That's another goal of mine. Maybe in the near future, I probably want to be a tattoo artist. But yes, I do design tattoos. I like tattoos. I like watching tattoo shows. If you guys like watching, excuse me, don't hurt. Shows like Face Off, Ink Masters. I really like Ink Masters. But yeah, I do tattoo designs. You can also contact me through my blog. Go to the email, and if you want a tattoo design, I can do a tattoo design. And it will be the same process. I'll go through it. I'll make the design for you and send it to you. No, I do not have no samples of tattoo designs on my website. But if you do want something, I can come up with something real quick for you to see and send you a sample. But tattoo designs come very easy to me, and I can really do them really quick. I do them on characters for clients that want concept art, and they say, okay, I want like this character to have a certain tattoo on their body or this and that, and I can do those on their body or the characters, and I can do them for you for your own body too as well. But yeah, I don't have any of those samples on my blog. But yeah. As we can see, I am shading the second layer of green tone on Kakashi right now. I try to not use too many layers when I'm doing my shading because you can mix them up and get confused. And I've done that before. I've mixed layers up and then I wanted to erase, but I can't erase because now I got too many tones or too many cross-hatching layers, cross-hatching done on one layer. So yeah. How do you come up with your colors for values? Okay, well, as you can see, let me go right here. If you look, I have all the values and tones that I wanted to use for Kakashi. So if you go from left to right, you'll see how I shade. So you start off with the base tone, and then I just take down and I go over to the color slider, and I just take it off by 8 or by 10. Subtract 10 from it. So if it was 55, it'll be 44, or it'll be 46. So I always take it down by 10. So everything when I do my shading, I want to keep it all in the same value as the original base color, but I'm just dropping it down. I'm adding more black to it. And then you do the opposite for the highlights. So you take the base and then you go up by 20. So for example, with the green right now that I'm using, it's at 64. The next tone, the first one that you see, shade of it was 49. And then now the one that I'm working on right now is 34. And then the last tone for it, for the darkest of the green, will be 18. So that's how I do it. So you can gradually take it down, or you can take it down to the extreme. All right, that's taking it down to the extreme. Let's go to another color, blue. So we have 45. Then it went to 28, 14, 3. And it's just dropping the values, and you can drop them to certain extremes, or you can drop it slightly. But you have to have it where when people do see it, they can see the difference in color. Yeah. So that's how I do values. How I come up with the values. Excuse me. Yeah. Shading away. As you can see, this is how it's going. Yeah, so this is Kakashi's character. This is how it's going. Let's see. I will be back real quick. I have to go do something, but yeah. While I'm doing that, here's a quick ad. I will be back. Just getting in there, folks. Excuse me. Well, hey guys, I'm back. Let's really get into it. Any more questions or anything? Just please chat. Let me know. And thanks for coming by. Yeah. So we're still in Kakashi. What you guys saw was a video I did for a client. It was a speed painting. And that's how I do. That's how I do stuff. That's how I do what you're seeing now. That was like the finished shebang, the product. And, And shaking. Keep shaking, keep shaking, keep shaking. Okay, well, I'll be out here for another 20 minutes, and this session will be done. I'll be back on here again tomorrow. I don't know what time, but I will be. And we'll continue on with Kakashi. Oh, boy. Don't you just hate when your nose is running? Yeah, I do. Okay, let's see. What's next? Okay, now we're going to the third and final tone for this character. Let's get in there. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, who's ready for board though? I'm definitely am. I think Bleach should have went down the same road as Naruto. Um, I think Bleach would have been another good series that could have been done very, very well, and I feel like they missed an opportunity to keep that franchise going by terminating the anime. I mean, if you're reading the manga like I am, that it's getting serious, it's getting for real. The Soul King is dead. Ichigo's gonna fight one bad Mama Jamma, and it's very interesting. I really hope they do continue the series of Naruto with Boruto. And yo, what do you guys think? Is Boruto gonna actually use the Bakugan with the Rasengan and do the gentle fist technique with the Rasengan? Like, how would that look? That would be wicked in the movie. I think they would just amplify the character. Shout outs to the creators for deciding to take the children of the characters and make a whole movie about them. Like, genius. And yeah. So we're just continuing shade. shade away. What was I gonna say? I don't know. Let's just keep shading. All right. Yeah. As you can see, this third layer or third tone of shading for the green really allows Kakashi's clothing to pop. It's not gonna be. If you're looking at it right now, you're probably like, "Oh, it looks kind of dull." Stuff. Wait, just give me a second. Let me show you what I can do. As they say, Rebel Sensei. Yeah, but you know, but all right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna actually sign out. This nose is running too much and sniffling on the camera. But thanks for coming by. Thanks for your comments. Thanks for chatting with me. I love answering questions. Like I said, I'll do another live stream tomorrow. It'll be the finishing up of Kakashi. And I might work on it a little bit more off the camera, but I just don't want to snuffle and sneeze anymore on the camera. And it's been, I don't know, an hour and 15 minutes, so that should be long enough for today. But thanks for coming by. If you have any more comments or do want a character, please thumbs up. Go to the link. You will see my email. If you want a character done, fan art done, redesign of a character, anything you want, even if you want to just talk in private to me, asking me questions about how I get clients or anything like that, I'm open, I'm free, and I'm here to help. And I just thank you guys for watching, and you guys have a good day. Thanks again. Bye.